Hello, everybody. It's breaking news. Got a new addition. Oh, you got a new start to the park. So I went back and I found one of the parks that I initially set up with nothing in it and saved that. So when I wanted to rebuild this here ride and stuff, I chose to go back to that, bring it in. And from that point, I started working. So everything in the background, the bloom, the old grizzled area, the river view, and all that back there, that's all the same. It hasn't changed. I just brought it back in with a clean slate here because on the original one I was doing, I still have it. I was running out of room inside. It was getting hard to do things on the inside when it was enclosed because you'd move through something and it'd throw you somewhere else. And when you're trying to add stuff to it, it kind of made it difficult to try and get things done. Good example, I had the original track in. I had a couple of submarines that I built on that track. But the only problem was they would run into each other when they came into the platforms. Because I only had 2 platforms, I had 4 river boats that you build your sub on, and but there was only 2 platforms, so that when one sub was there, another one would come in, and it'd go right through the other one that was sitting in the platform there. So I wanted to fix that. I tried to go back and reintroduce a couple more platforms, but it was too difficult because I was working, like I said, it was all enclosed. I was going inside, and if you click on something that it might take you, or it's difficult to work with. And I figured, hey, let's rebuild it. But I didn't want to go all the way back to the beginning and start right over. I just happen to have this save that everything from where I'm working on the subs over to where the buses and entrances are, all that's the same, which left me a clear palette here to work on. And what I've done here is when I started building it, everything I did to the one platform, I went to the other sub and did the same thing. So basically, when I built each sub, they're pretty much the same as the one that's in, let's say, platform 1. And here we are inside the sub, so you can actually have the guests go inside. They can see what you built or part of the ride, and it kind of gives you the impression that you're actually getting on the sub and the sub's taking you through. And that was I didn't realize you'd be able to see from the guest point of view. So I said, all right, this is cool. We can leave it this way. So I rebuilt, when I used the landscape tool, I cut a big hole in the middle here. Then I put in the ride, trying to get it as close to the level of the water, without the water coming up and having the entrance and the platform underneath water. I didn't want that. So I've done my best. I know it kind of threw the thing there, but if I made it smaller, it probably would have looked a little better. Or if I raised it up a little more, so it's riding more on top of the trough as opposed to down in it. But it works. I like it. I'm not going to go back and rechange it all. I'm kind of showing what it looks like at night. I put a couple lights. I don't know. I had a hard time putting the lights out. I don't know why. I'm kind of learning that. It's like, if I click on one sub, I can build a one sub, but then what about the other 3? So I would pause it, I'd build the body, Then I go to the next one, I do the same thing to that one, and 3 and 4. So as I was building this up, I was building each sub up along with the other one so that they all pretty much look similar. The hardest part is trying to get everything to line up. And see, if I would have made it a little bit smaller, it would have fit in a top. But I'm not going to worry about that. What I'm going to do then is, at some point I will enclose all this. Once I get the other rides in here, I want to get the one with the big swing. It looks like an industrial arm that the guests ride on, and it swings. I had it in the original sub ride, but I want to put it in here. Like I said, I got more room now. I can put it in. I can get the entrances and exits to line up a little better. And so I will do some stuff with that. That Space Needle that I already have in place, that's going to be, it's going to come up through the top. I will enclose all that. Do like I did in the original ones, where I'll put a pool there, where it comes up through the pool and then emerges into the atmosphere, kind of giving it like maybe there's a extraterrestrial type life form that allows us to, and when I was thinking, it reminds me of Thunderbirds, where the pool moves aside and the one fires up and shoots straight up into space. That kind of gave me that impression where you got the swimming pool, it comes up through the swimming pool, and then it'll sit there and spin and give you a bird's eye view of the park. That's what I'm trying to do now here, is trying to get a different view. There it is. That's the first shop I put in, actually. I was kind of playing around with the screens that you can get. And this is one of the things that you can put on one of the screens, is this hat. Fantastic. So I built a little shop on the other side. Then I will build another one here, but I want to get this whole sub thing built. Oh, excuse me. I want to put some like portholes in. One thing that submarines don't have portholes. They don't need anything to disrupt the structure of the case that encases them, and put a weak point in there where glass could shatter. Next thing you know, you got water coming in. So the actual subs that go deep don't have portholes. But my subs, they don't go that deep. They're just kind of like surface vehicles that go underneath, and then you can explore them. See, there's a Space Needle thing that I put in. And I put it in the other one, the other park I was working on. And like I said, what happens is, it's hard to work on the stuff once it's inside, because your views and stuff, when you go through the land there and stuff, it kind of move you someplace where you don't want to be looking at. And I've had stuff being placed where I didn't want it to be placed because it wasn't exactly where I was pointing at. That took a little, hold up a second. Oops. I'm gonna have to do more.